Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this is likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up, the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside! Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia Bills, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Homie, now listen, everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we tripping, they better get out our way. Top of the table, we flipping. We on a mission. Got an unstoppable team. Continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia Bills, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo.
And a good evening, everyone. Back at it here on the Coast to Coast podcast on today, Wednesday, April 8th. I am your co-host, Beyond 716, here with the one, the only Whittle 2K. And can you believe it? This has been a strange year. It feels like, to me, and I'm not sure how you feel about this, Whittle, but it feels like it takes forever for the NFL draft to come around. But for me, I can't believe we're over 2 weeks away, probably because I've had so much going on, and it's great to be back in the saddle. But we're 15 days away. There's a lot of Bills news we'll get to today that we'll discuss some ideas on maybe who will take in the first round. We'll talk a little about some top 30 visits that the Buffalo Bills have had. We'll also touch on some OTA talk that started this week, the phase one, first one under Joe Brady. So we got some great stuff to talk about there. We'll talk about some other topics as well, and then we'll pivot to some rumors about maybe could the Buffalo Bills make yet another splash before the NFL draft. So we'll get into that. And I want to introduce the one and only Whittle 2K. How are you tonight, sir?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm trying to watch this last leg of my parlay, man.
What you got going on? Let's discuss this.
It's a 2-point game, man, with Cleveland and Atlanta right now.
All right. First of all, what app are we using here? What are we rolling with right now?
I'm not giving them a free.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What am I talking about? Forget it. So, hopefully you win that parlay. Yeah, I'm not giving them anything either. But
yeah, man. Listen, man.
There's so many of them.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice to. Did he make that? Oh, he missed it. Wow. Okay.
Oh man.
All right.
Whittle watching parlays. See, I go away for a little while. Whittle's laying down parlays. I don't know, man. Maybe I can't take so much time off in the future. So.
All right. Let's get to it, man.
Absolutely. Even myself, I got my eye on something else too as well. And let me just lead the show before we get into it. Let's give a congratulations to the New York Football Jets from Florham Park, New Jersey. Why would we start with that tonight? Well, If you could see my hat, you know I am also a diehard Sabre fan. Let's give our congratulations to the Buffalo Sabres for finally ending their horrible drought as well. They are going to the NHL playoffs. And now the Jets stand alone on the mountaintop with the longest playoff drought streak in North American sports. So welcome to our misery that we dealt with from 2001 to 2017. So I just want to welcome them aboard, just in case we have a couple of our Jet, troll. We have one good jet listener. We know he could be a troll in the background. So if they're there, I just want to see if I'll get them out of hiding. So, but anyway, I digress. Figure we'll get that out of the way. Sabres tied it tonight. Oh, the Sabres just took the lead 4-3. They're trying to see if they can win the division. So we're peeking on that. Knicks Celtics tomorrow night. The second round at best New York Knicks will play the Boston Celtics tomorrow. You see how I changed my tune on the Knicks?
Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, that's good.
Hey, you know I'm a realist, Whittle. You know
Yeah.
I'm a realist. I'm not one of these rose-colored Knick fans. Listen, the Mikal Bridges move was it just didn't work out, man. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
And I don't blame. And we're gonna get to that a little bit with the Bills. We'll tie that in some odd way, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But hey, we are 2 weeks away from the 2026 NFL draft. And it's kind of funny, like overall drafts, I feel like they have a lot of buzz over the last several years. This draft feels different, Whittle. And I think maybe this draft is more for people like I consider you one of the great savants that I've ever known about the draft. You and Jarek and others that I've gotten to know. I think this is more draft for you, right? I feel like for the common fan, there's not a lot of quote unquote sexy names in the quarterback room. I mean, Mendoza, you got Ty Simpson, but they're not guys that you say, wow, right? They're not like Jane Daniels was or some other guys that have come up recently, right? So I feel like this is more of a really building the foundation of your roster type of draft. I could be wrong, Whittle. Maybe you could definitely shed more light on that, but it just doesn't feel like it has that pop offensively. Besides, of course, Jeremiah Love aside, it just doesn't feel like it has that, like in terms of wide receivers, in terms of other skill positions.
Yeah, I agree. I think this draft definitely favors more of the draft nerds, the guys that get into like the guys that can tell you, when a 6th round pick gets drafted, it's like, oh yeah, that kid he went to Ole Miss. He was a 2-year starter and he tore a ligament in his elbow, his freshman year, and he had the redshirt. Like those are the guys that are really going to enjoy this draft. I do think that there's talent. There is some really good top end talent. It's just in areas where I think we as Bills fans don't necessarily benefit from. We're not going into this draft looking for a starting corner. We're not going into this draft looking for, starting offensive linemen like that. Like some of these areas that are prevalent, we either don't have a shot at getting the guy, or so why even waste? Why Yeah, I would love to get Sonny Styles. There's no way we're gonna get Sonny Styles unless he gets into major trouble. Like he'd have to commit a federal. He'd have to commit a felony in order for the Bills to have a shot at him at 26. So
I agree.
Until then, we're basically dealing with what's available in the second, the later half, the later end of the first round of pretty much all these rounds. So the best we can do is do our homework on the guys that are available and see who can come in and be of value immediately. And that's what we're looking for.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the part, we're basically in the quote second half, if you want to call it that, of prime Josh Allen. I mean, we could debate that. I mean, if he takes good care of himself, I mean, I think he could still be great at even a 38-year-old quarterback, right? This day and age with, modern medicine, things like that, Whittle, his arm strength, his release, the way he's evolved as a quarterback, he could still be a top. I mean, we've seen Matthew Stafford at 38 years old play at an elite level. So there's no reason why they think Josh can't do the same. But realistically, we're starting. I feel like now that Sean McDermott has left the building, we're moving into the second big phase of Josh Allen's career. And normally Brandon Beane has been a GM to preach the long game, right? Drafting well as he's had. I know a lot of Bills fans love to take a lot of shots at Brandon Beane. And listen, for some picks he's made, yeah, he's missed some. Every great GM has missed picks, but you and I spoke about it many times. We He's hit on quite a few picks. He's been a little unorthodox, I would say. Sometimes his higher picks are not hitting as much as his lower picks, but hey, a hit is a hit is a hit, right? No matter how you look at it. If I hit a guy in the 5th round and he turns out to be great, or a 6th round like Christian Benford, I look at that as just like we got him in the 1st round. To me, it's okay. I mean, it's all about, do you get the right player for the Bills? So this kind of leads to, and Buffalo Mafia Man has a great question here. He says, do you think we go for high floor guys or higher ceiling guys since we are in Allen's second half? I would say maybe a little bit of both, Whittle, and I'll let you speak on it too. I think Whittle touched on something, is that can we really afford to take a guy here in the 1st round that, maybe in 2 or 3 years he'll develop into something good or really, really well, right? I think we're at a point now where we need immediate results right now. I don't think we can wait too much longer for that, and I think that's a good question, but I'll let you speak about that further.
Yeah, I mean, whoever we draft, whoever the Bills pick up, they need to be able to come in and contribute year one. I don't think that there are a ton of snaps available, especially on the defensive side of the football, which is where we've been dealing with the most dysfunction. I do think that there are snaps available at linebacker, but not a lot. I think Dorian Williams I think they believe that Dorian Williams is going to play. I don't think that they're going to waste their time with trying to nurse a rookie along. I also believe that the defensive line is pretty much set with the guys that we have, as well as the secondary. Like, I mean, when as far as the secondary is concerned, who do we have? We got Benford, Hairston. He offers the slot, and I believe C.J. Gardner-Johnson is going to be the starting free safety, and then you have Cole Bishop. You got Geno Stone, DeMar Hamlin. Those will be backup guys. So, I like our chances. I mean, I like what we have going on. Linebacker really is the only question mark, but again, I don't think it's a great linebacker draft after Sony Styles. Like, after Sony Styles, you're talking about Jacob Rodriguez probably being the next best all-around linebacker. And, there are other guys like Jake Golday and Aiden Fisher that fill certain roles but aren't necessarily aren't necessarily guys that you think immediately come in and start. Then there's guys like Kendall Daniels, who has all the physical tools to be probably a really great player and really pivotal piece, but he's raw and he's going to need time to develop and learn. And I don't know if we have the time for that. So I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I don't know how they approach it, but this is the first year that Brandon Beane is going to have carte blanche, full autonomy on this draft. I'm sure he can take suggestions from his coaches, but ultimately this is his baby. This is his draft. There's no Sean McDermott. There's no weird power dynamic of who you need to answer to. It's him. So if this draft stinks, it's on Beane. If it's great, it's on Beane. Whatever the way this goes, it's on Beane.
Absolutely. And you feel like there's guys like even like is it Josiah Trotter, Jeremiah Skid from Missouri, but I feel like these are guys that if you look at our draft board currently, they fit more into the second round mold, right? I would say, and we don't have that second round pick. So that's why it makes it pretty interesting too, from the Bills' point of view. Maybe there's guys that fit that, but they're just reaches to 26, right? In that case, maybe I'd rather move off that pick to get something to work on now, which we'll get into a little bit later in the show. Marino's Legacy, love this account name. Cade McDonald, Christian Miller, and Dominique Orange would all be great. Cade McDonald's a guy I've seen mocked a little bit recently, Whittle. I mean, I feel like we do need a one tech, as we know, but I need a guy that could get pressure up the middle, right? Is he that kind of guy, or is he more of a run stuffer, or like, is there that type of player that would be available for us at 26 from the defensive tackle position?
No. this is the thing. Caleb Banks probably was the guy that might have been available at that point and kind of fits the size and skill set that you're looking for. But I think he broke his foot or something like that. So he's probably going to slip to the second round. There are other guys that just don't. There are other guys that don't have the skill set, the complete skill set that we're looking for. So I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. My parlay just died. Wow, my parlay just ended. Wow.
Oh no! Don't tell me that. Oh,
that's my fault. I should have took the cash out, man. The cash out was available for well over half. 10 times what I put in, and I didn't. I said let it ride, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll tell you one quick story on that. I hit a 14 parlay on Bills Broncos. Wow. I had 3 of them in the bag. The last leg I had left in the fourth quarter was the Bills winning the game, and something in my heart told me cash in, and I did. I won a few $100, won a lot of money, but if I let it ride, I would have lost. But even though I was feeling confident about the game, I said, listen, man, when you've been a fan of this team for 40-something years, you just know something could go wrong when it can. So I just said, hey, you know what? So, but anyway.
I knew when we didn't get that touchdown, man. Yeah. I knew when we had to settle for that field goal. I said, yeah, this is I knew it. I knew it. And not the second field goal, the first one. When we didn't get that touchdown, that would have put the game away. I knew, that's probably it. Oh well. But do you guys think the perception of the Bills roster is lower by the fans than it should be? That's a really good statement. I do. I think what happens is that a lot of Bills fans, NFL fans in general, we name watch. We look and see names over, because if the Bills would have went out and brought in Calais Campbell, people would have loved that. They're like, oh my God, we got Calais Campbell. He's such a good player. Yeah, he was good, 7 years ago, 5 years ago. He's a shell of himself now. He's still a solid player, but he doesn't really move the needle. But that's a big name. And, fans are clamoring for DJ Reader or go get Justin Jefferson when it's already a top 5 offense. That's not really what we need. But speaking to what we need, there was a certain individual who popped up on the in the news yesterday and got Bill's Twitter in a frenzy, a real frenzy. New York Giants defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence formally requested a trade from the Giants yesterday. The Bills were one of the teams named as a front runner in interest or whatever, however they phrased it. And I would hope that if that's actually something that's going to happen, I would hope that Brandon Beane pulls all the strings to get that done, because that to me is a guy who finishes the defensive line. Like, he turns the defensive line into an elite level unit, and you don't get the opportunity to add. You don't really get the opportunity to add Pro Bowl. Excuse me. You don't get the opportunity to add elite level All Pro talent like a guy like Dexter Lawrence that often. So when the opportunity presents itself, you need to cash in. When it first came up, a lot of people were saying trade at Oliver. Listen, guys, that's one of the dumbest things you could do outside of like trading. Oh, let's trade Christian Benford or James Cook and get Dexter. Like that. That's stupid. That would be more stupid than trading that Oliver. But that's pretty stupid too. Like trading that Oliver to get Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, you're upgrading the player. I love that. Dexter's better.
Yes.
And he fits what we need more. But if you have the opportunity to put Dexter next to Ed, like, why wouldn't you do that?
Oh.
You turn what's been your weakest point on the defense into the strength of the defense, arguably, with the secondary. Like, you turn it into a major strength. I don't know how many interior offensive lines in the NFL would be able to deal with a 3-man front of Deion Walker, Dexter Lawrence, and Ed Oliver. Like, if you think about that just for a second, if you own an Xbox or a PS5, I want you to go to your gaming console. I want you to turn it on. I want you to put Madden in, okay? Put in Madden. Walk with me here, folks. Walk with me. Force the trade of Dexter Lawrence to the Buffalo Bills for whoever that doesn't start. Doesn't matter. And see how far the Bills jump as far as a rating is concerned. See how far they jump. Then I want you to go to practice mode. And I want you to try to run the football against that defensive front. I want you to try to run in between the tackles. You're going to have a very difficult time doing it. Then I want you to try to sit back in shotgun and let plays develop downfield. You're going to have a very difficult time doing that because that guy's really big. He's really strong, and he's got like 60 more pressures than anyone else lined up over the center over the last like 3 or 4 years. So it'd be great if it happened. I doubt that it happens because I know he wants a new contract. He's got no guaranteed money left. It'd be great if it happens.
There were rumors that maybe he didn't like Jackson Dart in the locker room, and you never know how true this stuff really is. Yeah, listen, this is stuff I heard through a buddy of mine who listened to New York radio. I mean, you never know what's really, really true or not, but they do have a new coach now in John Harbaugh. So, John Harbaugh said he's going to work through it, what's a coach is going to say. Right? Yeah. So listen, I say, and you hit this in our space yesterday, and you said it best. You have to make the Giants want to do it, right? You can't. Brandon Beane is a guy that he has value on certain things, but sometimes you got to go a little bit above the value. Sometimes you got to tell yourself, hey, we just spoke about it. Josh Allen's going to turn 30 in about a little over a month, right? He's going to be one of the quote older starting quarterbacks of the league, which is crazy. There's so many young quarterbacks now in the league, right? Time's ticking, and it's ticking a little bit faster now on the Josh Allen era. We got the new stadium coming up, right? It's a perfect time to make that massive splash move, go all in. Listen, first round pick this year, we've talked about it a lot, Whittle. I mean, it could still be good, but I'll give it up too. Would you give up another first round pick to do it? That's my other question. Now we're getting pretty deep. So you're okay with giving up next year's as well, saying 2027, bye-bye.
2 first round picks, Joshua Palmer, Osiris Torrance.
Ooh.
Let's get it done.
Osiris Torrance one makes me a little nervous just for this season. I know we're probably going to lose him, Whittle, but you're okay. You think we'll be okay if we lost Torrance right now? Okay. Because that makes me nervous. But
and this is what I say to people who say, "Oh, why would you trade Osiris Torrance and you're creating another hole?" Do you know what the offensive line looked like in 2020 and 2021 when Josh Allen when the Bills went to the AFC Championship game and had probably the greatest divisional game in the history of football? Like, do you know what the offensive line looked like? Do you know who was playing guard for those teams? John Feliciano was playing guard. He stinks. Darrell Williams was playing guard.
Darrell, is that a guy from Carolina we brought in? Oh, what a disaster that was.
He was a failed tackle that we moved inside to play guard because Spencer Brown was good. And Spencer Brown really wasn't even that good yet.
Hey, I got a couple
But he
other
was
things
just
to drop on you.
better than Ike Bodker.
Yep, Ike Bodker. That's the one. Yep. And one more for you, Will. Brian Winters, 29 years old,
Oh.
starting as a right guard. You make a good point.
Some of these guys are not even in the league anymore. They're not even in the NFL. So if Josh at like 23, 24, 25, whatever he was, like if he could handle that, then he's smarter now. And the center position's better. The tackles, albeit they are the same guys, but I think that they're better now after being coached up. We've got a lot more. We've got a much better running back. I think the receivers are going to be fine. I think the tight end, like obviously the tight ends are better, and he's smarter. He's a smarter quarterback. If he could navigate that, then he'll navigate this now. It's not like we don't have anybody. It's not like Austin Corbett stinks. Like Austin Corbett, he's not Osiris Torrance, but he'll do.
Mm-hmm.
Alec Anderson, he's not David Edwards, but he'll do. He'll do. Because if that means we get Dexter Lawrence in the middle, that means we don't need the defense. We don't need the offense to score 30 every game in the playoffs anymore.
Nope.
Because the defense is not going to give up 30. The defense is going to give up less than 24. And that puts us in the Super Bowl. That puts us as the best team in football.
Yep.
Dexter Lawrence added to this team makes the Buffalo Bills the best team in the NFL. Period. We got the best player going into this year at quarterback, Josh Allen. I'm sorry. I know that there was a Chiefs fan in there that asked how we could lose to the Broncos when they missed the playoffs. So they lost to the Broncos twice, but whatever.
We should have lost them last year too. It wasn't for the referees picking it nicely too, and an easy missed field goal. We'll digress. You know, listen, it's okay. Listen, they won 3 Super Bowls. This is what they're going to do. This is why we got to win, folks. This is why that comment right there. You want to see a comment why we need to win, folks? Let me just bring it up for all the Bills fans listening at home. Right here with this logo. This is why we flipping need to win a Super Bowl. Right here. Stamp this for you. Take a picture. And listen, this gets me fired up. You know what I mean? Yeah, off-season's been a little slow. Right now we're getting close to the draft. That's all I needed was a little pick-me-up there. And it's going to happen. So, but here's one for you, Whittle. This is right in your mailbox here.
Just read it.
Yep. I know it won't go day 3. Opinion on D'Angelo Pons. Antoine. Wow, Darryl Green. That is pretty high praise. Both those guys. Good call on that, Marino.
I think D'Angelo Pons is as good a cover corner as Trent McDuffie. I think he's that good. I actually think he might be better. He's extremely smart. The athleticism is good, but instinctually, you know, there are just some guys who just find the football or just find a way to make plays. He's a playmaker on the defensive side of the football. I like him. I like him a ton. If he was 6 feet tall, he'd be a top 20 pick. If he was 6 feet tall, he'd probably be the second corner off the board behind like Mansfield Delane. Guaranteed. But you know, he's like 5'9". And you know, this is still, in the words of our disgraced former defensive tackle, football is still a physical game. It's still another man whooping. It's still one man whooping another man, and you know, physically he's a little guy. I really think it's going to be extremely difficult for being the pass on Pons if he trades now.
I agree.
I don't think so. I don't think you have an issue passing down on him because what you need is to shore up that defensive line. That's what you need. That defensive line needs a plug. You need a plug in the middle to make it easier on the rest of the defensive line to make plays. You got to get a plug. And a plug is the defensive tackle spot. Preferably, if Caden McDonald's there, you take him. If not, we brought in Dominic Orange, a.k.a. Big Citrus, big defensive tackle. Oh, where is he? Oklahoma State? No.
Let me see.
I know Corleone is Corleone. He's at Cincy. Oh gosh.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, the Corleone's is Cincy. Yep. Orange is. I don't know why. I'm thinking.
Dominic, is he Iowa State?
Iowa State.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a state. I know it was one of the state schools.
Yeah.
Iowa State. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What about pounds at 35?
Well, this is if we could get down to 35, I would.
If I trade down to 35, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll probably take if Cassius Howard was there. I'll probably take him. I hate the fact he's got short arms, but he's. I have talked down about Cassius Howard because of his arm length. He's a dog, bro. He is a dog. The stream is so buns. Why are you here? You can log off, bro. It's easy.
Yeah. Wow, you're very creative too. With thanks for listening. I'm really, Nico, keep coming back. We want to hear from you. And tell us who your team is. The green is any indicator. I think I might know maybe a team from Florida Park, but we'll leave that alone.
No, Buffalo Mafia man. No, I don't think that's his strong point. I think he could do it. I think he'd get bored with that, and I think we'd be limiting his ability. Like we'd be limiting what he could actually do. But yeah, I just think. Listen, if you can't trade for Dexter Lawrence, then you draft a guy, and if you don't get a guy in a draft that you really really love or like, then you just go to free agency and you get the best, run stuff in defensive tackle that's 320 plus, and you just bring them in. He plays for 2 downs, and we go from there. I just think that is something that has to be added to the team because of the guys around that position. Walker, Oliver, Rousseau, Chubb, Michael Hoyt is back. I don't know at what level he's at yet, but I mean, he seemed to be walking just fine. Him and Shavers both on their way into the facility. So, like, these guys are back. They're going to be playing at some point this year. You want to have your interior. So you want to have your interior plugged up really, really nicely because you want to make sure that you are getting interior pressure from your inside guys, forcing them into the arms of defensive ends or outside linebackers in this change of the defense that we're making. And you want to protect your linebackers. I think that's one of the things that contributed to Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano getting hurt is that they're constantly dealing with guards and centers pulling, getting to the second level and kind of wiping those guys out of plays. That's a lot to fight through, man. You're fighting through guys that outweigh you by nearly 100 pounds, and then you got to tackle a running back who's already got some momentum going. So the opportunity presents itself. You take it to plug that position and, give the rest of your guys a chance to go out there and do what Japan them to do, which is and make plays.
Yep. And what do you know just as well as I do? We've seen it. We saw it with the Eagles against the Chiefs. We've seen it maybe with the Giants against New England years and years ago. When you have a great front four and you're able to maybe drop more guys in coverage, right, and sustain pressure with your front four, it just makes for any quarterback, it makes it really difficult for them to operate. And just think about what that would do for our coverage, what it would do. It affects, it touches every part of our defense on the back end. I mean, everything from
Right.
linebacker to safety to corner. It's still one of the best, most effective ways to stop, top offenses in this league. It's easier said than done, but if you get a Dexter Lawrence and you put him in that front four, we could have that type of front four. And I just don't think you blink and you just say bye bye to those draft picks for the next couple of years. I don't mind. I would applaud Brandon Bean if he did it. I would not, even if it didn't work out the way we wanted to. I would still do it again, without hesitation. This is the time to do it. It's the perfect moment. It's not like we're sitting with like pick 13 here, 12, and there's a stud waiting for us there that we can't pass on. I'd say, okay, maybe then you want to think about it, right? Because of the cost controlness of the first round pick and all that. With the
Right.
with the salaries going crazy as they are, right? You have to be cautious of that. But this is the time for the Buffalo Bills to put all their chips in the table and say we are all in. And this would be an all-in move. I mean, imagine an offseason where we get a DJ Moore. Now, granted, we could all debate whether DJ Moore is that absolute number one receiver that we were looking for, but I think he's definitely going to make our whole unit much better. And we added a Dexter Lawrence. I mean, could you imagine that? In a year we don't have a ton of cap room or we didn't have a lot to make those two moves would be unbelievable. And I'd say, okay, well, I'll see you in the draft for Saturday, Whittle. I'm good. We don't have to have picks in the first couple rounds or maybe just one in the third round. I'll see you late Friday night.
Right.
Round 3.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, if you give me Dexter Lawrence, I don't care what you. I really don't care what I mean. I really don't care what you do with the rest of the draft. I don't. I mean, like I trust. Like, if you make that type of move, I trust you understand what else you need to do. I'll read this. I'm sorry. To your point, that seemed to be McDermott's philosophy, a dominant front four, but it seemed lately we dealt with so many injuries up front. Yeah. And a lot of that's a good comment. A lot of the injuries, in my opinion, have to do with guys being undersized. I do think that and when you look at the average size of defensive lines across the league, the Bills are like near the top. But it's because we had oversized defensive ends. Like our defensive ends are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", 270. And other teams are playing with Nick Bonito, who's like 6'2", 6'3", 240 pounds. And they're playing with guys like that. So we look like a much bigger defensive line than we actually are, because on the interior. Whereas, like, McDermott prioritized size, controlling the edge, not allowing, a lot of wide zone run plays, and really just kind of condensing things with bigger, stronger, longer limbed athletic edges. But he did prioritize speed and quickness on the interior, and that's great on third. That's great on passing downs. But when a team is looking to line up with a bunch of big people and get, hand the ball to the running back and say, we'll take 3 yards in a cloud of dust until you stop it.
Mm-hmm.
Those speed guys don't really matter as much. So, again, if this man is available, you go and get him. If Dexter Lawrence is available, you go there, you go and get him. And even if he's not, you give the Giants a real offer that makes them say, I don't want to move this guy, but I don't know if we're ever going to see a haul like this for this player again. So let's do it now. Cincinnati is going to be the toughest challenge, in my opinion, this year. Yeah, man, Marino's legacy. Bro, I don't know if you're on Twitter, bro, but
Yeah.
you're cooking today, man.
Yeah,
A lot of people think Cincinnati's going to be not going to be a playoff team. I think Cincinnati might win that division. Like they are, they're built to run for the next like 3 or 4 years with the way that they're set up. I mean, their guys, their defense is young. They got young guys on the edge. They're going to add another young guy this year, most likely. All their defensive tackles are young. They got the guy that used to play for the Giants, Chris Jenkins. His son is Chris Jenkins Jr. is there. They got kid out of Texas A&M, McKinley Jackson, who I like a lot. I think BJ Hill's still there. I could pull up their our lads. Let me see. Cincy. Why are we talking about Cincinnati right now and not the Bills?
Didn't have to send your bingo card tonight, did you, Whittle?
No, but listen, man, we're gonna
let
this thing flow. We're gonna let this thing flow organically.
That's what we do around here. We appreciate all of you in the chat. Keep it coming, and we love it.
That Buffalo game was way better than people realize. Cincinnati, yeah.
No, it really was. Marino's right. I mean, Cincinnati did miss the playoffs, but we know why they did. They missed the playoffs because Joe Burrow was injured for a long period of time. They would have been a playoff team if he was there. So I do agree with that, Marino's legacy. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, people look at the Cincinnati team and they know the receivers, they don't know the rest of the team. They think the offensive line is still bad. I'm looking at the offensive line. Orlando Brown Jr. He played fine. He's been playing well. He played fine for them. Bill Fairchild, rookie last year, played really good football for them. They love him. Ted Karras, really good center. Dalton Reisner, I don't understand how he didn't get paid more, but hey, he's good. Marius Mims, their right tackle that they drafted 2 years ago, really good player. They're good up front. They really are. Up front right now, right? So Miles Murphy, they have him as a starter. I expect that to change with a high-level draft pick. Boye Mafe is a guy that they just signed. He's young. Miles Murphy's young. TJ Slayton is still kind of young. Chris Jenkins Jr. is young. McKinley Jackson's young. Jordan Jefferson, young. BJ Hill's not necessarily young. Jonathan Allen definitely is not. But starting linebackers, Demetrius Knight Jr., Barrett Carter, young. Secondary, Dax Hill, young. Jordan Battle, young. Brian Cook, young. DJ Turner, young guy. Jalen Davis, I don't know. Who cares? But like these guys are young and they're good. And I think they're gonna be a tough out. I think we spend too much time on them, but I think since he's gonna be a tough out. Second year of Al Golden as their coordinator on the defensive side.
I like this prediction.
I'm glad we're not playing them this year.
Hey, Marino, today on Wednesday, April 8th, I want to note this prediction that flew in, the first one of the year. Listen, from your lips to the football god's ears, Marino, I want this one to be true right here. So I hope you are correct on that one.
Yeah, let's play it in Cincy too.
Yep. And Carl, thanks for the repost. We appreciate it.
Imagine that, beating Cincinnati in Cincinnati to go to the Super Bowl.
That would be insane. Yeah. That would be insane. I'm sure you'll be in the building too, so that would be even better. Yep.
What a photo op for DeMar Hamlin.
Yes. Yep.
And a photo op for me, because I'm going to sit right next to Zim and take a nice selfie. Nice selfie with Zim. That would be perfect. That would be perfect. Shout out to Zim. Shout out to Roland. Shout out to Game On. All of those guys, man.
Yeah, good. Yep, they're the good ones.
Yeah, we those are our cousins a little bit. We don't really like each other like that, but you know, we always fighting at the family reunion. But those are people over there, man. Those
They
are
sure
people.
are.
We're
They've been through it, man. They've been through it too. I mean, if you look at their history, they have lost. I mean, they lost 3 Super Bowls. Look at how they lost them all. They're excruciating losses. I mean, they've had some tough 2 losses to one to the Rams and the Niners that they lost on game-winning drives late, and they had it won. I mean, they both won.
I think they got robbed against the Rams.
The Rams, they did. Listen, full disclosure, I wasn't rooting for them, but yeah, they got robbed. We have to call it like we see it. They absolutely did.
That Logan Wilson pass interference was nonsense. But anyway, I digress. We'll but look, I put a trade together for Dexter Lawrence, 26 first, 27 first, Jordan Palmer, and I keep calling him Jordan Palmer, Joshua Palmer.
I know. You're thinking of the coach, Jordan Palmer. Yep, I do that too.
Yeah, and Osiris Torrance.
Wow.
The reason why I don't know how, and you guys let me know how you feel about it in the chat. Let me know how you guys feel about that. I said, we could get a second, a 4th round pick back from the Giants, and they send us Dexter Lawrence. We'll get a 4th this year. And I mean, if you want to press them for a 5th in 27, cool. Like, I'm with that. If they say no, I don't care. But I would make that move, like, no problem.
Yep.
I don't care. I'd make that move. That's too easy. Like, too easy. We could do a 2-3 swap in 27 as well. Like, send them our 2nd and they send us their 3rd. I'm fine with that too. Like, I don't care. I just want it done because
get it done, Bean.
We've been looking for, and I remember hearing this so many times last year. Who's our Josh Allen on the defensive side of the football? And we don't have one. He could be that though.
Or who's our Chris Jones? Like, who's our real difference maker, right? Dexter Lawrence is that real difference maker that just puts it all. I mean, no disrespect to Christian Benford, no disrespect to Ed Oliver, but like you said, Lawrence is in the top 5 conversation at his position. I mean, he's an elite player. That gives. I can't say enough about it. Heck, I'd send him another second rounder if I have to get it done. I'm good with it at this point. I'm ready to do it. But again, it takes 2 to tango. I'm sure there are other teams that are probably putting feelers out to the Giants. I'm sure they're getting a lot of calls. Guys like Dexter Lawrence don't come available very often, especially at 20. Was he 28 years old? I believe so. He's still, he's still got a lot of runway, right, for a defensive tackle. They usually age pretty well, right, where he could be really, really good for like 4 or 5 years. So it's definitely a worthy investment.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
100%, man.
Marino says a 1 and a 2 would get it done. I would love that, but I don't know if it would, but we could try it. I mean, I would love Joe Schoen to bite on that trade, but we'll see.
Listen, you know how this goes, man. A lot of these deals and things like that we talk about on social media, they end up like the price tag ends up being much, much, much less. However, I went back and looked at trades involving defensive tackles of this caliber, and I mean, last year, Quinnen Williams, he went for what did he go for? A 1st and a 2nd, right?
I think a 1st and a 2nd. You're right. Yeah.
So
it wasn't 1st. So that was Sauce Gardner that went for 2 firsts. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I do think the Dexter Lawrence is better. I think he's better than Quinnen Williams. And I think the fit and the need is greater for us. So I think 2 firsts is fair. I'm throwing in Osiris Torrance because, number one, they need interior offensive line play. They have Evan Neal, who's a failed tackle, moved into guard, and then they just signed Daniel Faalele, the former offensive guard for the Ravens, who stinks. He's not a good player. So you give it. You be giving them 2 first-round picks and a starting caliber, probably going to be borderline elite, starting right guard to help facilitate that offensive line in front of your young quarterback. You've got Neighbors coming off of an injury. What's you guys' opinion on Caleb Proctor? He's just kind of like what we already have. I'm good, man. Like, I think he's more of a 3 than he is anything else.
Yeah, was he 6'2", about 300? Man, I'm looking at him right now, close to 295. Let's see. Yeah, I kind of feel like I agree with you, Whittle. He kind of seems to be what we have already. I think Lawrence gives us a little more variation there. The one thing just while you're looking at Proctor.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
sorry.
Dexter Lawrence makes the Bills the best team in football this year and next year.
Yeah,
like we're the best team in football for the next 2 years. That's
the one.
Josh Allen. Unless like Josh Allen gets pregnant or something and misses the season, like that's the Bills are the best team in football.
We need that clipped. We need that clipped right there.
Yeah, bro. I mean, Dexter
Lawrence.
Lawrence turns us into Super Bowl, like not just like we're already contenders. He turns us into the betting favorite. Like you're talking about the Bills Super Bowl win being probably even odds. Like I don't. I mean, you're not going to make any money betting the Bills.
Not too much. No. They're going to be like they're going to be a big
money off that.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, the one thing I wanted to say about the Quinn Williams trade too, that was with Dallas, right? So Dallas. Right. Now it was a first and a second, but the Jets kind of knew Dallas's first would be probably in the middle rounds, so that makes it much more valuable than the Bills. So I think that leads to your point that it would take 2 1s because our one this year is going to be low. And we have to assume next year's will be low too. So the Bills are going to have to pay more than, let's say Atlanta came calling, right? And they don't have any first left, but let's say they did, right?
Right.
Then they could get away with that 1-2 for a guy like Quinn Williams. So we definitely got to keep that in mind when compared to value. But I do. That's why I think, just to back up your point about the 2 firsts, that it seems like other fans may say, "Wow, what are you guys talking about? 2 first-round picks?" No, that's exactly right. When you think about the value.
You're right, man. What else?
Well, we how
do you feel about Trent Sherfield coming back?
Camp body, maybe special teams. It's kind of wild. Like that kind of feels like a McDermott type move, but he's no longer in the building anymore. But, listen, a lot of these teams, they like to bring back players they're familiar with, right? GMs, coaches, it's just the way it goes. We follow the Bills and I heard Bill say, Brandon Beane likes to bring back Dane Jackson. I didn't want to say Dane Jackson on this pod ever again, but yeah, we're going to say it, Whittle. But guys like that, right? There's just certain players that certain GMs and coaches are going to feel comfortable bringing back for the back end of the roster. And I think that's exactly what Trent Sherfield represents right now. At this point, what do you think? Did it bother you that they brought him back in any way here?
Yes.
Why? What's the reason? I'm curious why.
Because he dropped the ball on 3rd down twice in the second half of the 2023 game against the Chiefs. Both those receptions, by the way, hit his hands, and it would have been first downs. It would have extended drives.
It's funny. A lot of people talk about Diggs, but Diggs' catch was a lot harder to nose. That was a more difficult catch to make than
Trent Sherfield was on a 1-year vet pretty much vet minimum, and Diggs is getting paid $28 million.
You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah, I get you.
Catch the damn ball, bro.
Catch the damn ball.
Catch the ball.
But he gets overlooked because of Diggs' drop. That's we forget about that for the most part. But not Whittle.
I don't. No, I don't.
Whittle doesn't forget, Lux. He doesn't. Trust me. He doesn't forget. I promise you.
That was a shot to go. That was like that.
Yeah, I was kind of
surprised. A shot to go to the Super Bowl, and I mean, bro, like we would. What was that year? That was the year of the Niners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, like we would have beat the Niners. Oh my god! You know what type of bragging rights I'd have in my household right now?
Oh, forget it. Oh, you'd be living. Yeah. Oh.
First Super Bowl on the Niners. Jeez, that lady in there would never hear the end of it. Never. She would never hear the end of it.
Oh man, she'd be kicking you out of the house for a while.
Probably.
We'll be flying out to CV. I got extra bedroom here. You stay for a while.
Dude, I get a picture of the Bills holding that Lombardi.
Yep.
And I mounted in our bedroom. I'd mounted.
Be mounted everywhere, all around the bedroom.
Yeah.
In the house, bathroom. Look, it's all over the place. Oh man.
Yeah. Thank you, Bill Centric. He had like one big catch. Now, don't get me wrong. Now that was big. Yeah,
but when I saw it, I just went.
That was a big play.
I was like, why? That was the first thing I said. Why? Why they? That's the first question I asked myself.
Let me make sure if I remember correctly. Was that the toe tap touch?
Wasn't it? Wasn't it a deflection?
It might have been a deflection, and he caught it and dragged his toes in the back of the end zone. I think it was something like that.
I think it was. Yes, I think it was a deflected pass. But
it's probably easy to find. Just look up Trent Sherfield touchdowns from 2023. It's probably only like 3 of them up there, so you can find that.
Take 2 seconds to find it. Oh yeah, I got it.
Credit,
oh yeah. Oh,
told you. Simple.
Yep, it deflected in the air, and Sherfield caught it in the back of the end zone, and put his. And I think if I remember correctly, this was the infamous Mike McDaniel face. Do you remember when they showed Mike McDaniel and he had that? Yes, it was. This was the play.
Couldn't believe it.
Yep. Oh, it was one of my favorite faces of all time I've ever seen on. I'm gonna try to snip this real quick, and you'll remember. Hey, let's have a trip down memory lane of some good Bills memories, right? While we're out of here a couple weeks before the draft, so why not, right? We don't want to remember all the bad things, so that's for sure. But I'll try to get this up here on the screen, but I don't even know how to get it up here anymore in this screen. So, there it is.
Yes.
Good thing I had a little context to that. Good thing I had a little context to that statement I made there, but I'll just leave that alone. But here we go. That was far from a vacation, but here's that face, Whittle. Here you go. Right there, ladies and gentlemen. So there it is. Right. Yeah, that's if you want to describe the Miami Dolphins in this decade, there it is, right there against Buffalo. That's pretty much it. Although I still can't believe they beat us in that game this year so easily too. I still can't get over that one too. That's another one. But
we played like crap. We played like crap that game.
Complete crap. But so we got a couple weeks. We did start OTAs this week, the first under our new coach, which still sounds weird to say it, but Joe Brady, our new head coach. So any thoughts, Whittle, in terms of participation? I mean, there's not really much you could take from it, but that was encouraging.
CJ Gardner-Johnson sent out a tweet after practice. He said, "The Bills got better today."
Love it.
Bro, like, I just need this guy to keep his head on straight. Don't do anything stupid. He's the edge, man. He's the edgy guy that we've been looking for. He's one of those ones, man.
Hey, Whittle, I don't know if this means anything, but I'm going to tie this into the Sabres, okay? some of the most famous Sabres are the ones that are demons, play with edge, play with fire, right? Rob Ray's their color guy now. He's one of the greatest Sabres of all time. Guy's barely scored a few goals in his career, Whittle. But the guy played with such passion, such fire. He's one of the most popular players of the 50-something years they've been in existence. I hope CJ Jardiganson understands his opportunity right now in Buffalo, what he could be. Whittle, if he ever brings us to Lombardi and plays the way he does with the edge he plays with, Buffalo is going to fall in love with this guy as a player. And like we said, we needed those demons on that side of the ball, and we got one. And I am so happy that he is on our roster. Cannot wait to see what he brings. Already, right off the bat, gets that tweet going right away. It's exactly what we need.
I can't disagree with that at all. You know what I didn't see?
What's that?
I didn't see James Cook.
Was he there?
Saw Ray Davis, saw Ty Johnson. He might be there. He might have been there. I didn't see him.
I didn't see anything noted. I was looking at some information about it. I didn't see that he was noted one way or the other. But maybe.
But it is optional. It's optional. So.
And he's signed now, so maybe it's not as big of a. People aren't looking. Maybe writers aren't looking for it like they would last year because of the whole contract negotiation thing. And now that he's signed, it's I mean, I'm not too worried about anything like that. Especially, you said, since it is a voluntary program schedule, then the mandatory is not till June, so plenty of time. Plenty of organized activities coming up between there. And there's a voluntary camp coming up, I believe, middle April, like late April 20th or so, 21st.
Yeah.
They have a voluntary veteran mini camp. So, and
Speaking
I guess,
of
and we could start early because of Joe Brady being a new coach, right?
Right.
So this is why this is a little bit unusual for the Bills to start so early. I'm sorry, Whittle, you were saying.
No, you're good, bro. Speaking of writers, let me ask you, well, before I ask you, let me set the mood a little bit. Turn this down.
Oh, man, what's going on here?
I have to ask you about one of our division rivals.
Oh, okay.
Let me know if you can hear this.
Let me see. Yeah.
Let me set the mood really quickly. Did you hear about Mike Vrabel?
I did.
And Diana Rossini?
I sure did.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Talk about hot takes, right? She was getting a lot of hot takes in that by that pool. I loved how, didn't they say that, there were some other friends there or something? I didn't see any friends in those pictures, did you? I think the only friends I saw was their two hands interlocking by the pool together. That's all I saw.
Listen, I didn't see anybody else in the frames.
Nope.
They looked very secluded to me.
And Whittle, you notice just as well as I do, if I'm interlocking hands with a woman, that's not to say a friendly hello. That's not the friend zone right there, my friend. That is a much different zone that Mike Vrabel's in.
Yeah, that was way too long of a hug for like a friendly hug. Like that was like, I don't know, man. I mean, listen, I know I'm just I know I'm making light of it or whatever, but
yeah, that's good.
Listen, man, what's going on up there? Your owner's in a massage parlor getting raided by the police. Diggs has like 5 kids in a year.
I know, Diggs.
Now you got your head coach.
I mean, I got 3 words to say.
The media, man. Come on.
First of all, Diggs, snip, snip, snip. I mean, please, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not hating that he's going to see other women. He can do whatever he wants in his private life. But at a certain point, I'd be saying, hey, you know what? Unless he's okay with it, I would say It's time to get this step. But yeah, what is going on in New England, right? With their coach and even their owner, he's had some shady things done, even besides the massage parlor. I guess it's just how things go in New England, right? And wasn't it my recollection? Isn't Diana Rossini the one that got all the AJ Brown to New England posts before anybody? I wonder how she got those. Now, again, listen, there's a lot of great female analysts out there. I don't think we should be throwing everybody in the same bucket. Doesn't mean that, for every Diana Rossini, there's hundreds of great ones out there. So we're not suggesting, but
I'm still listen. She's still good at her job.
I think she is.
Good at her job.
But can you discipline her at this point? Like, I don't know how you do. It's an affair, right? It's just, she's going to have to deal with the court of public opinion is going to be her punishment. Really, it's not the lead. There's no. Her employer shouldn't really. It's not like she's.
She's doing her job, brother. She's getting the stories. Now, what I will say is, there was an Eagles fan on Twitter that posted a tweet and said, Vrabel has talked plainly about texting AJ Brown during the season. We should file a tampering grievance. And it's like, bro, like he paid. Come on. Eagle fans are starting to become.
Well, some Eagle fans, yes, I know.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah,
some of them are starting to become a little unbearable, but. We got a question from the chat. I don't want to,
and it's a good one, and I'm glad that Albert Scott brought this up. Listen, I like the guy, but availability is a big thing, Whittle, and this is just becoming a major problem. I guess the only good news, if there is any good news about this, Whittle, I think we got an answer whether we should really extend this guy for a long-term deal at this point. But that was kind of surprising. Now, did he not opt to get the surgery as well?
That I can't speak on. Mm-hmm. I believe he was advised not to get the surgery.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's
mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Like that's something that, I'd have to look into and find. But listen, I didn't like the pick when we got it, when we made it. He's been solid. He's really been solid, but he hasn't. Mm-hmm. He has been worthy of a first round. I don't think he's been worthy of a first round selection.
Not at all
to go get him. So, I was cool with just having Dawson Knox, and I like this new kid we got.
Love him.
Yeah, I like him.
Jackson
a lot.
Hawes. Yep.
Jackson Hawes. Yep. So, I know they talked to another. They talked to a tight end that's one of the guys in the draft. So maybe they try to find his replacement. Sam Laporta went after 2 years.
Yeah,
I don't. Sam Laporta's been hurt too, though, like a lot. So,
yeah, he did, but it's just I agree with you, Whittle. And listen, at the time, it was they even moved up to get him. We moved up a couple spots to get him, and listen, I think he's he seems like a good young man. He's a good team guy, and all that. That's just fine, but that doesn't mean he's worthy of where he got picked and is worthy of a long extension. I would say he would be interesting trade bait, but now with that news, probably not at this point. I don't know if the Giants could use a tight end, Whittle, right?
No, they just signed Likely.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that they
signed Likely. Okay. They have they got a kid. I think his name is like Thomas Fidone or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They had a couple of tight ends over there.
I forgot
over there.
Forgot about
that tight end room is pretty.
Well, that kills the idea I was thinking there. That kills that idea. But again, I'm not sure what Kincaid's value is at this point, especially with that. But you wonder if you're going to see a little more of this. Especially if we ever go to 18 games. I think what Albert said about limited, we may see that more of that coming up, and that's something the NFL's got to be careful of because I don't think that's a good thing. But I
Yeah.
could see maybe some teams like the Bills, like maybe uh, teams that are really really good that they know they're going to make the playoffs, where they quietly sit a guy for a couple of games or say, hey, let's just ease you back, let's not rush you back from injury. The Bills have always been good about that, though. They were under McDermott. That's going to be interesting to see if they still do that under Bean. I would anticipate that they will, but the Bills have always been kind of known for taking their time bringing players back. So,
Right.
but what does limited mean? Does that mean he's out for the first month? Is he out? Right? Is he limited snaps? Like I'm not sure how that's going to look.
I don't know. But there is a guy I want to see snaps limited. That's James Cook. James Cook should not have 300 or more rushing attempts ever.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd like to see him used a lot more in the secondary. I'd like to see him used a lot more on the perimeter as a receiver or coming out the backfield as a receiver. But I hate to like change the subject right quick, but dude, I gotta what was this? I don't want to get to this. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you guys when we keep Knox with the team. He's 14 days. I mean, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that we kept Knox. I wasn't surprised because I think Knox was productive, but
he's also an FOJ friend to Josh, which, but also he's a great team guy. Forget just Josh.
And he took a pay cut.
Yeah,
he took a pay cut to stay here too. So
he feels like a lifer to me, Whittle. Dawson Knox feels like unless he's really pushed out the door, he's going to retire Buffalo Bill. I felt that for a while with him, but
I used to say the same thing about Tre'Davious White.
True. Now he's back.
The same thing about Matt Milano.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce Smith, Thurman Thomas, they didn't retire Bills either. So I guess anything is possible. Andre Reed, right? They didn't retire Bills. So I guess anything is possible, when it comes to football. So, but yeah, I mean, I could see it, but you're right. Maybe he plays 1 year with, who knows, the Raiders or something. That's it. But who knows?
But listen, man, it's 10:30. I'm gonna have to get out of here. We will have to postpone the draft talk until next week. Jarek's not here either. Hopefully, we can get him next week, and we'll just do draft talk next week.
Yeah, let's get deep into
unless
the draft.
something big happens, then we
Well, yeah, if we talk Dexter Lawrence, but if not, maybe we can see if we could get Jarek on. If you're listening, everybody, come back next week for that. You will not be disappointed listening to Whittle and Jarek get into the draft. I promise you that. I could be the MC for that, and we'll set it up. We'll take your questions. We want to hear from you as well. If we do have our first round pick, which we very much likely do, give us what you think's going to happen. And we're gonna have 2 shows before the first round, so we'll get more into that. And then maybe the night before the draft, we'll see where we're sitting, and maybe we could do some quick mocks and kind of figure out what we think we're all going to do coming up in the draft. So pretty exciting time. Looking forward to it. Quick note:
shout out to the chat, man.
Yeah. What's that?
Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat. Yeah, we had some great ones. Marino's Legacy, K-Jack, you were great. Of course,
Scott,
Buffalo Mafia.
Bill Centric.
Yep, Scott. Yes, great stuff as always. Great to see you all here. And we look forward to, again, we're going to be revving this back up again, back on schedule. So looking forward to it next week, Whittle, as always, man.
As always. What else? What else we got going on?
Well,
that's really it, right?
So we got, like I said, Knicks Celtics tomorrow. Sabres won tonight, came back, won 5-3. They are in first place by 2 points over 2 teams. It's a crazy race, Whittle. There's 3 teams separated by 2 points. It's crazy, right down to the end. So, and I look forward to the Knicks just doing what they do best. Next day, see, I'm just, I'm in, I'm no more denial. I've hit, I've hit the realization. I know what's going to happen. So
I told you
no
months
disappointment.
ago. I saw all of this happening. I told you guys.
Yeah, but
Tina, if you're listening or watching, I told you the Celtics are a top 4 seed in the conference without Tatum. Adding Tatum back, if Tatum was good, this team was good enough to go to the finals. I'm watching these young guys play. The way Kata is scoring, the center, the shooting, the improved defense from guys like Hauser, Baylor Shireman, and Hugo Gonzalez coming off the bench with like those guys. And then we got another big, right? We already had Kata, we already had Garza. You add in Nikolai Vucevic, and we can match up with anybody now.
It's just so depressing.
Yeah.
No, but listen, but make no mistake.
Your reign on the top was shorter than leprechauns.
Make no mistake, though, Whittle. Make no mistake. I will be around watching closely if they.
As will
Don't worry. I'm
going to have a couple of parlays on that game.
Okay. Well, if we meet in the playoffs, we'll have a friendly bet going on. We'll figure something out. So
yeah,
I'll go down with the ship. I'll go down with the ship. Why the heck not? So
the ship is the Knicks ship is going down. Believe me, it's going down. Hopefully at the hands of the Celtics.
Iceberg's ahead at some point in about a few weeks. I already know it's coming. So, but anyway, lots to talk about again. So, Sabres playoffs will be fun. By the way, it's the first time ever, Whittle, that the Bills and Sabres at one team won 12 games, the other team had over 100 points. It's never happened before. So this is uncharted waters to have both teams. By the way, I don't know if you saw, but the Sabres have a bang the drum thing. They had Khalil Shakir do it the other night at the stadium, and Alec Anderson was drinking beer like crazy, and Groot was there all fired up drinking beer. I love it. It was great. So good stuff. Good to see. I always like to see some of our Bills guys at the game. So should be fun. It's one of my favorite times of year. Baseball's rolling. You got hockey. You got basketball. Always fun. UConn lost the national title. Thank goodness. Thank you, Michigan. Thank you. Thank you. You saved my sanity. Thank you so much. And we'll leave that alone. St. John's alone.
Danny Hurley, he's such a cocky. He's so cocky.
I hate him. He's a great coach. His antics. It's like I can't take his antics, man. It's like
he's a great coach. I think he's a great.
Oh, he is.
Well,
without question. Geez, I mean, there's no. But it's just the antics cocky. With the fans and with the coach. It's like he's got to. I can't take it, man. I can't deal with that. So
he's like the Nick Sirianni of college basketball.
Oh, there you go, Nick Sirianni of
college basketball. Not a good thing.
No, maybe not. We'll see how that goes this year. Yeah, the Eagles, that's a whole – isn't it funny? I mean, even the Jalen Hurts stuff now, my goodness. Like, what is going on in Philadelphia? Like, this was –
nothing. Listen, there are people in the building that are tired of lying. They are tired of lying. They don't want to lie anymore. They want to tell the truth.
Hey, listen, they had a great run.
That guy's flawed. Yeah.
Well, I think what they're doing, Whittles, they're laying down the foundation that if we get rid of Jalen Hurts, this is why we're doing it. I think they're kind of setting it up for the fans. Say, don't hate us if we do it. Here's why we did it when we do it. So,
and this is a big draft coming up for quarterbacks next season. So,
it'll be interesting to see what the Eagles do. Yeah, it's gonna,
you're right.
We all know their GM's not afraid to be bold. So we'll see. Let's just hope another GM in Western New York decides to get bold with the team from New Jersey in the upcoming 2 weeks. So we'll leave it at that.
All right. Let's all pray. Like whoever you pray to.
Yes.
Pray to whoever you pray to and ask them to please help the Bills get Dexter Lawrence.
Yeah.
We need that.
We need
that. We needed that 4 years ago. We need it now.
Yep.
With that being said, man, I'm out.
All right.
Let's
wrap
this up, man.
It's great to be back, Whittle. Definitely, I missed doing this with you, man. I really did. I was going through withdrawals, man. It was great to be back into the saddle. So we'll rev this up again.
Absolutely.
Going for the rest of the year. Thank you, everybody, for listening. As always, we appreciate you. Like and subscribe to the podcast for us and other great shows still coming up on this network and with us coming up in the future. Thank you, Albert. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. And we look forward to talking to you guys next week.
That's right. Go Bills.
Go Bills.